What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. A lot of things going on in the show tonight, but before we could even kick off with this Impact Wrestling review, they did have a graphic for Barry Scott, basically in memory of. I think I said this the other night. He was the TNA voiceover announcer guy, which he's done for many, many years since near the beginning of this company in general. But he has been the guy that has done a lot of the trailers for the pay-per-views like Bound for Glory and Slammiversary and others. Like, he's been around for a very, very long time, Barry Scott. I was surprised last week when he died, because that's the TNA voiceover guy. I never really seen him in person a lot, maybe a couple years ago when they brought him back for Slammiversary, but they have brought him back throughout many, many years of the company, and even into this year, he was brought back also, because I do remember him like literally kicking off the pay-per-view, or just saying, he had the James Earl Jones voice to him. Okay, I said this the other night. I can't really do the voice, but he'd go like, TNA Wrestling, cross the line. Like, I can't do his voice, but that's what he would usually say, and it would sound epic and great. Make you get hype for a pay-per-view and whatnot. And like I said, he was brought back in for Slammiversary for 2-3 years ago. I do remember that. Even this year, when TNA did, Impact, but when they did that one night only TNA special on Access TV, he was brought back for that. Basically, kind of almost giving a history lesson of TNA and everything, because I think that was when they were gonna do that show at during WrestleMania weekend, but due to the virus, it didn't end up happening. But I do remember that one night special. Even when Moose, when he was still holding the whole TNA World Title thing, which is currently going on right now, I do remember a few months ago they brought him back to kind of talk about him being a TNA World Champion, comparing him to people from Sting and Kurt Angle and Bully Ray and others in the company, AJ Styles and whatnot. But like I said, that's some of the times I do remember they have brought in Barry Scott. Like I said, he was brought in this year also, so he was I would say somewhat of a vital part of the company. His voice, especially when Impact usually kicked off with a pay-per-view, that voice you were getting ready hype for TNA most of the time. Either if it was just the show itself, like I said, or pay-per-view, you knew his voice. So like I said, even Josh Matthews had said himself that he will be missed. He was a very big part of the company. So I just wanted to say a few things about him and whatnot, because I was just surprised when I started that's the TNA voiceover guy. I was surprised he died. I really was last week. So that's just some memories I kind of had of him throughout the many years. I think Impact even posted a lot of his work on Twitter or probably YouTube itself, of many pay-per-views he kicked off through many years. Like I said, from Bound for Glory, Slammiversary, Lockdown, the Impact show itself, just many, many things. Just look it up. You'll see what I'm talking about. So I just wanted to say a few things about that before we actually begin off with the regular review for Impact. So, yes, rest in peace, Barry Scott. Just epic TNA voiceover guy. Legend, I should say. But next, we do kick off the show itself with Kimber Lee and Deonna Purrazzo versus Susie and Kylie Ray. Not a bad match or whatnot. Basically, this is just to hype up more for Deonna Purrazzo and Kylie Ray coming up. Susie ended up hitting the panic switch on Kimber Lee for the win, almost as they were saying, as she's switching in and out from Susie and Su Yung and whatnot. So maybe Su Yung could be returning soon, but it looked like they showed tendencies of it, but I guess they still got her Susie right now. But this match, like I said, this tag match is just still in the build for Purrazzo and Ray right there until their eventual title match in the future. Okay, Rohit Raju was talking to Trey Miguel in the back. Trey Miguel wanted an X Division title shot, but he called Rohit a dodgeball player, dodging all the challenges from everybody. But Rohit said that, listen, Chris Bay and TJ Perkins already had a match last week, and that TJ Perkins won, so he gets a title shot. But Trey says, how about if I beat him tonight, I'm going to get a title shot. And Rohit wished him good luck, as he looked nervous seeing it. Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz were messing with Johnny Bravo again, trying to ask who his best man was going to be for his upcoming wedding. And Johnny said, like, I choose Father Bob, which they said he can't even speak English, man. But Father Bob said, Google Translate. You girls are tripping, all right? And basically said, peace out, homie. And basically Tasha and Kiera like, yeah, we done. We ain't going to get involved in this. We ain't involved. So followed by, I guess he's somewhat involved with Johnny Bravo now, which at least he was speaking English, but that was a pretty funny segment, I will say that. Team Triple XL, AC Romero and Larry D versus the Deaners. I feel like I've seen this match so many times, and under the past 2 months, it's almost, I don't know, repetitive, I feel like. Somehow, some way, I feel like I've just seen these teams come against each other one too many times, which Team Triple XL won, and the match was okay, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it was like a revolving door, just seeing both of these teams face each other. Or I think I've said this before, if you either add Reno Scum or even TJP by himself, or maybe, I guess, the Rascals, it's almost like the same tag match every other week, and this is what it kind of looked like. But it was whatever, I'll say that. Trey Miguel went against TJ Perkins, probably one of the better matches out of tonight, I will say. Very, very good match. Trey getting the win. Which, yeah, I see that kind of keeping him out of the main event picture and kind of somewhat putting him back more in the X Division, title spot right now, which is not bad because I don't think Trey Miguel is ready to be the main event yet. Maybe sooner or later, but I think it's best just to kind of keep him back in the X Division and whatnot. But this was still a good match between him and TJ Perkins. Trey ended up hitting with the Meteora from the top rope and whatnot onto Perkins, so Miguel got the win right there, which I feel like it's going to be a fatal 4-way, but we'll get into a little bit of that later. But next thing they showed was the Northmen, Ace Austin and Madman Fulton beating up the Rascals backstage as the Guns came in as they were on the ground and whatnot, which they actually talked to a doctor, and it looks like the Rascals were not cleared to wrestle tonight, so the Guns had to come up with a plan and everything. Listen, we've been hurt before, but we can do this. We're from Detroit. And, people, they're young from Detroit, but we can do this. But Gallows and Anderson showed up then. We have the machine guns because, Carl Anderson is a machine gun. Get it? And Sabre says, oh, no, we can do this. But it looks like you guys need the help. So it looks like we're going to get some more partners for this 8-man tag tonight. Rich Swan came out, which even my friend texted me saying he's still hurt. I said, yeah, it's like I've been doing this for a year now at this point. Rich Swan still came on a crutch and everything with a walking boot, talking about he has something to say and that the world deserves to hear what he has to say. So he called out Scott D'Amore as Rich Swan had told him that, listen, the ring is my home. And a few weeks ago, he planned to retire from pro wrestling and whatnot. And he was forced to do this. But in the past few weeks, that he's tired of the man that ruined his life, that he's become the world champion around here, and that he can't do anything about it. And he asked Scott D'Amore, like, I want to fight Eric Young, okay? Just make it happen. But D'Amore went on to say, like, listen, I respect you and everything, and I want you back in the ring, but I cannot be responsible for that. Your doctors say you're not medically cleared. You can't wrestle. You can't go on contact for it. But Swan says, I'll be ready by Bound for Glory, okay? And I am the only person to beat Eric Young. But Scott D'Amore says, I respect your fighting spirit, but it's just not going to happen, okay? And just look at yourself right now. And D'Amore pretty much said that, you do deserve a title shot, but you may end up crippled. But Rich Swan says, like, listen, put yourself in my shoes for a second, right? If he did this to you, you would want to do the same thing, right? You used to wrestle before, right? You can relate, right? And listen, just think if you were in my position. You want that opportunity to fight, and he just wants a chance. Because I don't care if I'm crippled in that. I want Eric Young, that he's from Baltimore, Maryland, he says. That he has the heart of a lion and, breathing like a fire dragon and whatnot. And listen, just give me a shot. Because if you don't give me the shot, you might as well just put me in the back like old Yeller with the shotgun and everything. But Scott D'Amore says, listen, I cannot be responsible for this. But next, Eric Young came out. He pushed Scott D'Amore to the ground. Rich Swan ended up jumping on top of him then, punching Eric Young. But Eric Young got out of there. Basically, you're not supposed to be here. I will end your career and everything if you don't get out of here. And Scott D'Amore says, listen, All right, before you came out, he listened to Rich Swan and he understood his words. So yeah, I am gonna book the match at Bound for Glory. It will be Rich Swan versus Eric Young for the world title, which I feel like that was coming anyways. But that should still be a great match though in general. And he said so you can take out that piece of shit. All right, as Eric Young was still pissed off. Very good segment. Probably one of the best segment out of this entire night, but very great segment. Rich Swan was really good on the mic. I will say that. Which I feel like this match was going to happen one way or another. So I don't mind this being an at Bound for Glory between him and EY for the world title. It's been great. Like I said, Rich Swan was on a roll before he got hurt. I will say that. He was on a very good roll, which even I said many, many months ago around to the Hard to Kill. When they did that gauntlet match, and I know he didn't win it, but he probably had the biggest reaction and was like the workhorse out of that entire match that it made you want to see him win more. Did you want to see Tessa win that gauntlet match many, many months ago, almost before January or whatnot? And like I said, it's like he had earned the respect of the crowd, and they wanted him to win mostly more than they wanted to win that title shot back in before Hard to Kill. So Swan was on a big roll before he got hurt. So this is a match I am looking forward to for Bound for Glory. They have built this up really well. Like I said before, Swan did beat Eric Young at Slammiversary, but Eric Young basically killed him at that point. So yeah, that is what I would say about that. So that is a match I am looking forward to at Bound for Glory. But next we did have Willie Mack versus Brian Myers. Was this the third time in a row at this point? What can I say from this? At least Willie Mack got his win back and everything, even though they've had Myers cheat about 2 times the win, kicking him in the nuts, and even he did it again by kicking the ropes to hit him in the nuts. But Mack did come back, knocking Brian Myers into the exposed turnbuckle, hitting the Stone Cold Stunner on the win. I don't want to say it's 50-50 booking because Myers does have 2 wins over Mack, so I'm not sure if there'll be another match between these two, but Mack did get his win back right there, so we'll see what goes on with that. Rosemary was in the back talking to Nevaeh and Havoc. Basically, I guess they needed someone for this wedding, and I guess she's trying to resurrect James Mitchell, I'm going to assume, and they need the murderer to help resurrect someone. Please don't go back to the undead realm. I thought we got past this. We don't need to go back there. Like, literally, that went on way too long. So now you want to bring James Mitchell back. We don't need a whole segment on this. We really don't. I don't want to see it again. The whole undead realm thing went long enough, so I don't want to see it back on Impact. I honestly don't. Rosemary, they need to get her into something better after this whole little wedding thing. But please, no more undead realm, okay? It went bad enough. Moose was in the back talking to Scott D'Amore about EC3 and that he's being stalked by him with all these photos and that he's brainwashed his coach. Scott D'Amore basically called him crazy that, you have that prop title going around and you haven't wrestled your feud with someone that hasn't even wrestled in Impact for years now, okay? And you're kind of going crazy and everything, all right? So, yeah, I'm not going to get involved in this, which Moose, gets walked away then, and EC3 showed up on the screen and says, listen, I warned you, Moose, I will destroy the TNA title, okay? And your time is running out. He will John Doe that belt with that little knife he has if he doesn't do anything about it. But next thing you know, Moose made a phone call to the demo god, Chris Jericho, and talked about, listen, world champion to another one, another wrestling god, all right? Demo god, wrestling god. Listen, we've had our title stolen before. When Jericho lost the belt as soon as he won it last year after All Out, I believe, with the belt being stolen or something, in which we've had a similar situation. And Moose says, I know exactly what I got to do, okay? So I'm going to get you some of that bubbly. So apparently he's asking Chris Jericho for help on the phone. I don't know where that's going, but we'll see. Rhino is helping Heath Slater into the back door somehow for some reason. Kiera Hogan didn't win against Taya. Match was okay. Kiera got the win after Tasha Steelz got involved, which Kiera hit a kick and then a swinging neck breaker for the win. right after. So yeah, 2 wins over Taya. Last week it was Tasha Steelz. This week it was Kiera Hogan. Don't know where this is going or whatnot, but it was okay. I just don't really know where Taya is going in the situation, but she's still involved in this whole Johnny Bravo wedding thing. But maybe they'll try to push her back into something once this is over, because a lot of people say she was the top champion for over, I don't even know how long the time was, but she's like the longest reigning one. And then they kind of got her in these comedy thing with Johnny Bravo at this point. Didn't matter when it was like the manager and everything, or even with Morrison or Mundo or Impact, or whatever you want to call him during that time. But yeah, Taya needs to go some back towards the title picture again, because I feel like she's been in the Wrestle House thing a little bit too much also at the same time. Okay, Rhino wanted a rematch with Hernandez, I guess, for that wad of cash or something, arm wrestling, but I guess he used Heath Slater to help steal the money, as Hernandez was distracted and Rhino kept distracted. So, I'm not going to arm wrestle, not going to arm wrestle. Heath getting the money and going away, which Rhino says, we'll do this another time. So they got away with the money. Chris Bay ended up walking to Raju and basically saying, listen, I want my title shot, okay? I deserve my title shot. But TJP says, okay, I deserve it then. We're taking numbers here because I beat you last week. But Trey Miguel says, I should get the shot. I beat TJP and everything. But Rohit said, listen, how about this? Triple threat match. Whoever wins will get a title shot for the X Division Championship. So it looks like we're going to go with that then, instead of a fatal 4-way. So we'll see what happens then. But the main event happened. The North and Ace Austin and Madman Fulton went against the Motor City Machine Guns and the Good Brothers. Not a bad tag match, I will say. It was an 8-man, but it did end up with the North hitting their finisher onto Sabin at double neutralizer or something. But Ace Austin ended up tagging himself in, getting the win over him, as the North and Ace Austin and Fulton almost start to argue with each other then. Even Gallows and Anderson and the Guns are arguing with each other of who lost the match. So, yes, they had the team together, but a lot of these teams do not trust each other and everything, especially going for those tag titles. So, we'll see what goes on from that and who gets the next shot at this, okay? Not sure where it's going to go, but this was not bad, though, to hype up, see what's going to happen with these tag teams, okay? Impact was not a bad show tonight, all right? Maybe some would say it's a straightforward show and everything, but I did enjoy Rich Swan's promo on here. 8-man tag was all right. What else? The beginning of the show was okay. I'll give it that too. Like I said, I think the biggest thing out of the show was the Rich Swan promo on getting his title shot at Bound for Glory, and the 8-man was okay to watch too. So that wasn't bad, all right? Not bad stuff. Moose calling the demo god, I actually thought that was pretty funny. What else was on this show? Some match I just didn't like on here, okay? I just wasn't going with it. Even Bob talking to Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz was pretty good, too. Him using his Google Translate thing. Don't know where Rhino and Heath Slater are going, but I still feel like it's 2016 SmackDown with the story they're going with there. So I'm not sure what's going to happen next with that, all right? But Impact, I did not mind tonight. Very good show, I will say. Some say, like I said, straightforward show, nothing too crazy, goofy. Like I said, that's why I was glad Wrestle House was finally over, because that needed to go and just got annoying after a while. And they should have probably just kept the YouTube and just keep the wrestling on its wrestling show and not show too much Wrestle House, okay? But other than that, though, that is my review of Impact Wrestling tonight. Follow me on Twitter at Hooded9890. Tell me what you think about the show. I don't know, comment, subscribe, you know how this goes. We will be back tomorrow night for an AEW and NXT review as the Wednesday Night War continues. But tonight, this is my review of Impact Wrestling, okay? So other than that, I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace. Rest in peace, Barry Scott. I'm out of here. Done.